to Can We Talk? My name is Paula and I'm really excited to tell you about my next guest. Today I have Blackman Da Traveller. Blackman Da Traveller, thank you for coming onto my platform. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. How are you doing today?
I'm good. So when I ask people to come onto my platform, I ask them one question.
Yeah.
What's the dream?
What's the dream? I'll break it down in 3 elements. So first of all is to be financial free. Second of all is to inspire people. And third is to be a leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give us a bit of background because from what I know, you want to be the first person from inner city London to travel the whole wide world.
That's right.
Right? That's 195 countries.
Yeah.
Tell me your inspiration behind that, how you got into that.
Okay, cool. So basically, I'm going to go back. So when I was young, I was going through certain issues in my life.
Okay.
So I skipped death a couple of times from 2012. I almost got shot 3 times in 3 different days in a row during the Olympics. Yeah.
Was there a reason?
I was part of, I wouldn't say I was part of a gang, but I was affiliated with certain people in my area in Stratford.
Okay.
So obviously when that happened, I was trying to see life in a different way. Then what happened is I jumped and I went to America in 2014. I went to Miami and then I went there with my cousin and I just started to see the way people were living in Southside Miami, like downtown Miami. So I saw a lot of poverty and then I met my partner randomly over there. Come back to the UK, still got caught up with the gang violence, whatever. But then I moved to Australia in 2017 and that's when everything started from there.
Sorry, just to skip back.
Yeah.
You were shot at 3 times.
No.
I mean, you were shot at...
I almost got shot in 3 different days in a row, so I skipped death. So people shooting at me.
This is giving me many men.
Yeah, 50 Cent.
Yeah. So how can... I don't want to focus on that too much, but how did you skip it? How did you get out of that situation?
So basically, the first time, there was a bunch of boys that came to my area, and then obviously confrontation, whatever. I'll make it a bit short. And then when they left, they came back. So I'm very observant, you know. So I was observing the car, then the car just came, Range Rover went down, and then the shotgun came out.
And how old were you?
I think I was 18, 19 in 2012. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so you went to Australia.
Yeah.
And then you came back and that's when you decided to change.
Yeah. So what happened is I went to Australia in 2017. I made up my mind because Newham is very, let's just say it was very, the violence was getting very strong in Newham, you know. So obviously I was not involved between the other postcode wars in Newham. So I was always cool with the people in Canning Town, Custom House. But in my area, this individual personal beef with other areas in Newham.
Okay.
So I thought, let me leave. I went to Australia and then the way I started YouTube was I was there and then there was a girl called Loretta, shout out Loretta. So she sent me so many DMs on Instagram to start a YouTube channel. And I was like, no, I just ignored her. I said, look, I left London to start a new life. And she said, nah, start it, because I was traveling before that, but I was not documenting it. And then she said, oh, you can be the first black person from the UK to do something. So I've done some research and then I typed black British travel bloggers. Most of the females came up, or it was mostly couples that came up, but there was no individual black guys.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, cool. Just came up with the concept. And then my nickname was Blackman when I was young, and then I just added Da Traveller, and it just stopped by.
Okay, and since then, how many countries have you been to?
Ooh, more than 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
195 is a lot to get through.
It's a lot to get through, but I will get there.
Now you will.
Yeah.
And is there a time frame you want to get through them by?
You know what? I don't want to do every single country.
Okay.
There's certain countries that I want to touch first and to show people the authentic rawness that those countries hold.
Yeah.
I don't want to do all the countries. There's certain countries that I want to do, but yeah.
And it's giving me very much Eat, Love, Pray vibes.
Yeah,
Watch that.
I've seen that film. With Julia Roberts, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good film.
It's giving me very much those vibes. So I was watching your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I realised that you make it a point to point out that you are like a minority in some of the countries you go to. So you went to Poland.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I think in this video you were talking to people as they were
traveling.
I think it was in like a shopping mall.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
What was your inspiration behind that? Like, because you know you're a minority in that country, so why go out your way to see how they're gonna treat you?
So basically, what happened is the reason why I chose Poland, because not a lot of let's just say not a lot of people of color go to Eastern Europe or Central Europe. When people go to Europe, they do the France, the Spain, the Amsterdams, but they don't touch Central or East Europe. So I thought, okay, let me be the first person of color to do that. So when I went to Poland, I had this idea of how they're going to treat me. Because I see it like this: no one's born racist. You know what I mean? It's like the only way you're going to be racist is by your surroundings and the people that surround you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I believe in. So I went there, and then I done a train video. So I travelled from Warsaw to Krakow, and then I was interviewing certain Polish people to get their perspective of how Poland is, and that they can show it on social media. And then I was stopping certain immigrants that live in Poland as well. And when I was in Warsaw, that one that you saw, that video with the shopping mall. Yeah. So my plan was to walk in the shopping centre. I was the only person of colour in that shopping centre, probably in that city that I saw.
Oh wow. And
I was trying to see how many people can interact with me. So that was the whole concept of that video. It was not to do, I wasn't targeting anyone or saying that, look, they're racist, you know what I mean? It was trying to show the authentic rawness of what it's like to be there.
Because I saw in the comments people were accusing you of race baiting.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
And I guess with that concept, because you know you're a minority, and you know they might treat you differently, what are you expecting to gain from speaking to them? Do you know what I mean? Like, if they were to turn around and treat you exactly how you thought you'd be treated.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in Poland, I did get, I almost had a fight with one Polish guy.
Oh, wow.
I went to a club, and then I left the club, and then the guy just barged me randomly. Then he was just swearing in Polish, whatever, saying his language. I was going to fight him. Then I realised these Europeans are quite big. they're very big.
You don't mess about as well.
No, I don't mess around.
You don't mess about.
They're very big. So I was like, ooh, I don't think I can give you a fight. And then his friend came over the road. Then he started swearing, kurwa. It means like bitch in Polish.
Okay.
So I started to learn certain words. Like whenever I travel, any country I go to, I always learn the basic words. I don't speak English. So the reason why I do that is because it's to show a sign of respect. Yeah. So if I was to go to Somalia, I'll try to learn Somalian, you know what I mean? So when I was in Poland, I was learning, and then the guy, he barged me. Straight away I thought, okay, cool, he's doing that because he wants a bit of attention. Then I realised he's probably doing that because maybe the colour of my skin. I don't know, I've just got different opinions.
Yeah.
And obviously, that was the only altercation that I had in Poland. Okay. I didn't film that because I was going to a club that was off cameras. Yeah. But overall, the experience in Poland was an eye-catching experience. Okay. It was just to see how people live in that part of the world. So it was good.
And what did you learn, like, whilst you were there?
What did I learn?
In terms of, because of your colour of your skin, were you treated differently? Were you?
I was treated, you know, as soon as I got there, people looked at me in the airport. And then the taxi driver was from Ukraine, so I was talking to him. People were looking at me because they were intrigued to find out where I'm from. Yeah. I had some people asking me, where you from, picture, the usual stuff. But I don't really blame them because that's the society that they live in.
Yeah. Did anyone mistake you for anyone?
Nah. No celebrity, no celebrity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad then, because you know, if someone says you look like a rapper or anything, then you know it's that bad.
Yeah, that's right.
So in terms of safety, because you do a lot of hitchhiking, and you like stay at you meet these strangers and you end up staying with them. Yeah. Are you worried about safety? Are you worried about, if this person,
Not strangers. Let me put it like this. So basically, I'll start off with the strangers thing. So I use a website called Homestay.
Okay.
So it's similar to Airbnb and Hostelworld. So Homestay is a platform that people host foreigners that come from other countries and they live in their house. So let's say, for example, I'll come to your house in London. I don't know you, you don't know me. But the way it works is there's like rules and regulations that you have to follow to live in that person's house. Yeah. And then obviously you pay a fee and you get to understand different cultures. So that's what I do. So when I go to other countries, for example, when I went to Vietnam, I didn't film this because I actually caught coronavirus on the first day in Vietnam. So I went to this guy's house, and then the guy was very humble. He actually hosted a famous YouTube travel blogger as well that I didn't know, and he gave me like my own room. I had like my own suite, everything. He cooked me breakfast every single day.
Oh, nice.
And then he had like 2 little kids, and his wife was there, so we were communicating. He spoke more English than them, but there was a language barrier. But it was very authentic. So I do that just to understand different cultures and different ethnic backgrounds.
Okay.
And in terms of hitchhiking, I don't know, it's weird and it's different. I started to hitchhike in 2015 when I was in the Bahamas.
Okay.
That was scary.
You really immerse yourself into the culture, which is really good.
Thank you.
What have you learned from all these different cultures, all the different countries you've been to? What's been your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway was when actually I went back home to my mum's country in Uganda.
Okay.
In 2016, I went to the slum, and then when I went back to the slums, I actually started to see how people live over there, and the poverty and all that type of stuff. So that kind of pushed me to to go more forward as a person.
Yeah.
And then when I went to different slums, I went to Rio in Brazil, 2015, I think, I can't remember. And then I went to one favela, and that was dangerous. And I was actually seeing how people live in the favelas over there.
What is that like? Because I only know from what I see on Fast and Furious, if I'm honest with you. So
Brazil, like for example, like my partner, she's from Argentina. South America is it's very similar to African culture, especially like the Brazilians, the Colombians, because there's a lot of Afro-Latino culture. So when I was in Brazil, I went there just to go for holiday.
Yeah.
I had like a little GoPro, and I was starting to do YouTube, but I didn't really do it. So I went to one favela, and I thought, okay, let me go in and let me film. She said she's not going to go in because she said, no, there's no point. Like you're gonna get killed.
Oh my God, really?
So literally, she stayed downstairs.
Yeah.
I walked all the way up because the favela is sometimes like on top of like a cliff.
So you went anyway?
I didn't care.
Okay.
So I went by myself, and then there was police officers with like guns, because to get into favelas, they have to pacify certain favelas. So some favelas are safe to go to, some favelas are not. This one was not safe because the tourists wasn't going in. I was the only tourist that's going in. And the police warned me before, but I said, no, I'm gonna go. So literally I walked up, had my little GoPro, I walked up the stairs, I was sweating, and then I've just entered the favela, and everyone just looked at me. And I remember everyone just had people had cigarettes in the mouth, and then they're just looking at me very slow. Nobody spoke, nothing. No one said hello. So I'm like, oh, tudo bem, like in Portuguese, obrigado. No one saying nothing. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna get killed. And I was like, oh, does anyone know where this is? No one saying nothing. So literally I was like, okay, thank you. I turned around and I just ran down the stairs.
Yeah.
That was one of the most.
They told you not to go there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm stubborn. Sometimes I'm stubborn. But that was a very weird experience.
Was that the most dangerous you've been?
No, the most dangerous experience I had was when I hitchhiked in Bahamas the first time. So we jumped in some random person's car. I met these 2 backpackers. I stayed in a hostel, and then the guy said to me, where you going? I don't know what was happening. So they were negotiating, I was just there. Then he gave us weed, we were smoking weed, we're going downtown in Nassau, we was in Nassau. And then the guy was like, okay, cool, no problem. And then we hitchhiked again. Then we jumped in his car, and then these people pretended to be taxi drivers, but they weren't taxi drivers. And then they took us downtown in Nassau in Bahamas, and then they asked us for some money. And then the white Australian guy ran off the car. He was like in the back. I was in the middle, so the 3 of us in the middle. So he ran out, and then the white Zimbabwe guy must have ran out, and I'm just stuck in the car. And he was like, oh, give me money, man. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, ooh. I said, I don't have money, bro. I had money, but I'm not gonna give him money.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, nah, man, you think this is free in the Caribbean? Da, 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 da.
I mean, first of all, that's racist. To just assume that you're Caribbean.
And I was like, ooh. And then I was like, ooh, okay, what am I gonna do? And then he said, give me like $100. I'm like, I'm not gonna give you money. Like, if you wanna fight, we can fight, but I'm not gonna give you money. So he's like, oh, you know where you are, boy? You're in the Caribbean. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, you know, I got to think quick. So what happened is.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I assumed.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought why I said I thought it was racist because I thought you were somewhere else.
Oh no.
Sorry, don't worry.
That's okay. So then I'm stuck in the middle, and I thought, okay, what am I gonna do? So I've actually leaned to the side of the back door. I've actually opened the door, and the car's driving at the same time, and I jumped out. I almost got killed probably in that day in the Bahamas. That was one of the most scariest things that happened to me. Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Like after all these experiences.
Yeah.
Why? Like what? what's motivating you outside of wanting to be the first person? What keeps motivating you to keep going?
You know, I'll tell you one thing, yeah. Like I was saying to your friend, I actually watch a lot of Nipsey Hussle interviews, and I actually like the way the guy, he achieved something. He came from nothing, you know what I mean? Like the guy went to prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He sold his CDs for $100, and Jay-Z bought 100 copies.
Yeah.
For someone to do that, it's like, what's this guy doing? Then he had the clothing line, the Marathon, Crenshaw, and he implemented it under his niche, his brand.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, this guy done something that's very unique and raw. But apart from that, the way he was rapping, you can hear a message in his music. So I thought, I can do something similar, but in terms of traveling, I can inspire people. So I think watching him and watching his interviews kind of inspires me to like keep going.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Side note question.
Yeah.
Is the weed different abroad?
It is.
Good or bad?
It depends where you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the best you've
The best weed?
Yeah.
South America.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's strong. It's strong. It's strong. The shittest weed, when I was in Australia, it's bushweed. They got it in a farm. It's not good.
Let's talk Australia.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I've seen a few videos and clips online.
Yeah.
And every time I see anything to do with Australia, it's to do with the kangaroos.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's to do with the animals and how dangerous it is. And you can just wake up and there's spiders on your wall and kangaroos hitting on your like window. Is that true?
It's true. Are you scared of spiders?
I'm scared of spiders.
Are you scared of kangaroos? Well, if you,
I mean, as big as they are.
Yeah. No.
They look like grown people.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. No, it's real. It's real. Like Australia, it's a very. How can I describe Australia? It's racist. That's the first thing I'm going to say. I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest. It's racist. There's a lot of racism there. Australians don't see a lot of interracial relationships.
Okay.
So let's say your partner was white. I'm just saying, and you're walking around in Sydney, a lot of people are going to stare at you.
Okay.
But if your other half was the same color skin as you, they ain't going to care. Australia's very they're very judgmental as well. Because I lived there for 2 years, so I've experienced racism in certain different ways. Apart from that, it's beautiful. It's one of the most paid, highest salary jobs in the world. They pay very good money. Okay. And it's opportunity.
Yeah, so that brings me to ask, are you based full-time in London?
Am I based full-time in London? I live here at the moment.
Okay.
But I am planning to go abroad, back to South America to film. And I've got a big journey as well, end of the year. I will be going to India for 4 or 5 months to film. Oh wow! Yeah.
Is there anything exactly like you are going to film exactly?
So basically, in India, I've got 4 elements of what I'm going to do. I'm going to be based in India. Then I will be going to Pakistan for 2 weeks. I'll be going to Bangladesh for 2 weeks, and I'll be going maybe to Nepal for 2 weeks as well. The reason why I chose those countries because those countries are first of all, they're very unique. They're raw. They've got a lot of beauty, and the media always portrays Pakistan and Bangladesh, not Bangladesh, but Pakistan in a bad way. Yeah. So I'm going to go there to do some filming. I've done some networking with people that I met abroad, and India's going to be probably the one that's going to make me go a bit further. Yeah. I've got certain stuff that I'm going to discover in India. So there's I don't even know, but there's an African tribe that's based in India and in Pakistan called the Sahidis. And not a lot of black people of colour know about them.
Yeah, I don't know about them.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to their villages and I'm going to sleep there for a couple of days and I'm going to film their daily lifestyles. Yeah. And I want to show people, look.
This is really amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you travel full time then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to travel full time, yeah.
Okay. So after you've gone to India, what's next for you?
Africa. Okay. Is the last one.
Okay.
Yeah, Africa's going to be the last one.
Are you excited? Where are you most excited to go?
First, I'm going to do East, because that's where I'm from originally.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my mum's country in Uganda. I've been there a couple of times, but I wanted to show Uganda like rawness. Yeah. Then my father's half Tanzanian, so I'm going to do Tanzania. Rwanda, because it's half Rwandese. Somalia as well, it depends if I don't get killed in Somalia. It depends.
That's not a joke, is it?
No, I'm being serious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Somalia, if I don't get killed in Somalia, I'll do Somalia.
Okay.
Then I want to do West, I want to do Congo, Central Congo, I want to do Nigeria, Senegal, Ivory Coast.
Nice.
So there's certain countries that I want to touch.
Nice, very nice. Let's go back to Somalia.
Yeah.
Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Somalia. So basically what happened is I was in Australia and then I met up with one Somalian YouTuber. And he said to me, why don't you come to Somalia to film? And I was like, no, I'm not too sure, because all the pirates and all that type of stuff. But when I look deep into it, Somalia is a very beautiful country.
Yeah.
The north is more secure and safe, like Somaliland, but the south is where the civil war is happening. And they've got a lot of beautiful beaches as well. So I'll definitely want to go to Somalia, because I went on one guy's podcast called Inspire for Change. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, so he's a very let's just say he's a very motivation speaker type of person.
Yeah.
And he gave me a lot of wisdom behind cameras. And he said to me, look, bro, I think you should go to Somalia and actually show people like what Somalia is like.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one of my dreams, to do that.
You seem very focused on showing the realness, the rural, like how rural it is. Why? Why are you so focused on that particularly? Because when I look at when people go to, new buzzword, diaspora, go over to Africa, I'm seeing like the hotels, I'm seeing the lands, like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the Africa they don't show you. Do you know what I mean? So why are you focused on how raw and rural it is?
I'm gonna ask you a question. When you watch anything on social media, for example, when we were young, we never had a platform, people of colour, to grow upon. We always had to rely on MTV. In the UK, we had Channel U.
We had Channel U.
That was the only thing that brought people of colour together.
Yeah.
So now, when you watch travel content in general, I'm not racist, but I'm going to say this out. The majority of people you see are white Westerners people. So when they come to Africa, that's the Africa that they want to show. Yeah. But deep down, we know the real Africa. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you've been back home.
But even black Africans. Yeah. They are so focused right now on showing you from what I see on social media, they're so focused on showing you the Africa they don't show you. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, I guess, the stereotype of huts or children like begging, like they're always focused on showing you the part of Africa that no one else wants you to see, the part where there's money.
I agree with that. But I think that's started to happen now, because in terms of like, when I watch travel content, I just see a lot of Westerners. You know what I mean? Like when they come to Africa, when they go to Nigeria, they go maybe to Lagos. They might go to the safaris. When they go to Kenya, they just go to like Mombasa, then I see the Maasai tribe. But there's deeper roots. You know what I mean? So I want to be that first person to show people, look, there's a way to travel. Because my traveling is raw, it's authentic. I don't believe in materialistic stuff. Okay. We live in a materialistic world. It doesn't mean we all have to be like all the sheeps, you know what I mean? So
by materialistic, what do you mean?
For example, people go to Dubai for what?
The parties, the clubs.
It's materialistic. Dubai now it's like a man-made city. But if you go to the old Dubai, that's the real Dubai. But people don't want to see that. A lot of people are, like, in terms of materialistic, people use Instagram to glow or to glorify what they have. That's a materialistic world that we live in. I'm sorry to say, but when I was young, we had no Instagram. We had MSN, MySpace. It was
Bebo.
You know what I mean? High five. Like, it was emerging, but we were living life where we didn't have to rely always on the internet. Yeah. So I'm trying to show people, okay, but when you travel, you don't always have to follow what everyone's doing.
But could it be that, although you say Dubai, for example, that's the old Dubai, and then there's this like new materialistic Dubai, could it be a country just progressing? Could it be them just changing and developing? Yeah. So they can make, like, I don't know, maybe more money or have more tourist attractions. Yeah. So does that take away from how authentic it is?
It does. Because then they're just doing that to show that we have money and we're going to build this mega city. Come to my city. I'm a type of person, I've been to Dubai before actually. I didn't like it. It's too materialistic. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. It's just too materialistic. So when I went there, it's like there's a lot of artificial stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of like Instagram people going. I'm thinking, I can't live in this world. Like, I live in my own bubble, but then when I was young, I was kind of materialistic, like showing off, glorifying this. But then what did I gain? Apart from a bunch of numbers and followers that half of them don't even know me. So I'm more deep, more authentic. So I'm going to tell you stories. So I don't know if you watched, but I went to Turkey. So
I think I did see that one.
Yeah, so I went to Turkey and I made certain blogs and I was filming in Turkey. So I had this.
You lost your phone in Turkey?
Yeah. I lost my phone in Turkey. So what happened is, before I lost my phone, I'm going to get to that. So what happened is, I was traveling all the way around Turkey. The plan was to go from Turkey to Syria, but to go to the Syrian border. A lot of people are like, wow, Amir, like, you're crazy. I'm not crazy, but I wasn't going to enter Syria. I was going to get to a refugee camp border and actually film there. And that's going to be like my last thing for like the end of 2020. So I had this vision, and then I made it halfway through, but my phone did get stolen. And the hustle was bad. But when I was in Turkey, I was hitchhiking. I met the most humblest people I've ever seen in my life. A lot of them didn't even speak English, but I was communicating in Turkish. I got invited to random people's houses. Literally, I just got, like, let's just say right now, I've got to Istanbul. I'm walking around. This was in Ankara. A bunch of strangers, like, they saw me film. They're like, oh, come.
Are you never afraid?
No,
Okay.
because the reason why, because I'm not saying that I was a gangbanger, but because I've experienced life in a certain way, I know how to carry myself. I'm street smart. And I judge people by their body language and by their energy. If someone's too, like, demanding, I'm not going to follow that person. But if someone's a bit demanding, but I can see, like, they're lowering their guard down, I'm going to go by their energy. So when I went to this random person's house, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm filming, he gave me food. I'm like, wow, like, I don't know anyone that would do this.
Yeah.
But this is raw and authentic stuff that I'm putting out there. So, yeah.
So, I guess my question is in regards to you going to Africa.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're going to stick to the rural side of Africa. Although you say all the other parts are materialistic, do you have anything against what they're doing to progress their countries? Or?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm just more authentic, rawness type of person. I wouldn't mind.
It's just not a bit of you.
Pardon?
It's just not a bit of you.
No, it's not a bit of me. I'm just like, I don't know, because it's like, for example, I know Lagos are building like mega, like, I know in Africa in general, like, there's like mega complex, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're progressing. And Chinese. I know there's a lot of, like, I don't know, like, a lot of countries are pumping in money in there, and that's good. It's to help us grow. But I want to show people that, like, when you come to Africa, like, eat the food delicacy, you know what I mean? Eat the local food, go to the clubs, you know what I mean? Go to the villages, speak to the grandmas, like the granddads, and show people, wow, this is Africa.
Yeah.
For example, Afrobeats is emerging. We never had Afrobeats back in the day. Even though we had African music, like Magic System and P Square, but we never had a genre that we can relate to.
Yeah.
But finally, people of colour are starting to come out, and we are merging as one. So that's good.
What advice would you give for someone who wants to do something similar to what you're doing?
What advice?
Before you answer that question, though, I have one more question before.
That's all right.
Why do you choose?
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, you don't take planes or.
I do.
Okay, you take planes.
That's how I get to the countries.
But you take the long way round.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I mean.
That's alright.
No, you walk there. Sorry.
I got long legs.
Like you take. Oh, I saw in one of your videos. It took you 33 hours.
Yeah. 33 hours. Which one was that?
I think it was a Turkey one.
Oh yeah. I think. I don't know what I've done.
But my question is. Is there a reason why you take the long way round?
So basically, I do fly, of course, like, when I get to the countries, I do fly. But the reason why I take the long way around, I like to see the country for itself. So if I was to go to, I don't know, like Japan or whatever, I'll probably take public transport. And I want to see the different ways of how the countries are. So I do take like 24-hour bus journeys.
Okay.
I do take trains.
Yeah.
If I don't fly. But yeah, that's why I do it. Just to see the beautiness of the country itself. Because when you fly from city to city, you're actually missing that whole journey. If that makes sense.
So, what are the 24-hour bus journeys like?
Crazy.
Expand.
In terms of my first 24-hour bus journey, I was in Vietnam last year. It was sweaty. Coronavirus was there. People coughing, people spitting as well. It's like,
no wonder you got the first day you got there.
Yeah, it was bad. And then I had a mask, and then it's weird because they got 3 levels. It's like a big like truck, like bus or whatever.
Yeah.
Downstairs is like chairs, then you lie down, then in the middle you lie down, and then
do you sleep?
Yeah, you sleep. Yeah, 24 hours bus. Yeah, you sleep in them.
But you're comfortable to sleep.
I was not comfortable.
Okay.
And it was either that or a fly. And I thought, no, let me just take this for experience.
See, even though you had that experience, you do it again.
I would do it, not in Vietnam. I would do it again, but not in Vietnam. Not in Vietnam, because Vietnam, some of them are a bit like they don't have manners in it. They just spit, like they'll talk in front of you. And they're a bit dirty. I'm not degrading them.
No. In terms of your experience on the 24-hour bus journey.
It was weird.
Okay.
It was weird.
So for anyone who wants to get into what you're doing, what advice would you give them?
What advice I'll give them is, I'll just say 2 words: time and consistency. Use your time wisely. Yeah. Whatever time you have now, use your time wisely, because obviously this time that we have right now, it's not going to come back. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then second thing, consistency. As in, be consistent in whatever you're doing. Because if you're consistent, like for example, life is not always going to be perfect. It's like a roller coaster; it goes up and down. If you be consistent and use your time wisely, you're going to progress. Can I ask you a question as well?
Go ahead. Why
did you start this platform?
So I've always wanted to be a presenter.
Okay.
Like inspired by Trisha Goddard and the Generous.
Yeah.
And I guess I didn't want to go through down the official route of, you know, doing journalism and then, I don't know, getting a job at BBC or anything like that, because I don't know, that didn't appeal to me. It took away what I wanted, and what I wanted was to have my own show.
Okay.
But the problem is, if I look at the history of people like Ellen, Oprah, all of like the big names, like Stephen James, Stephen James show, they all were comedians before. Well, Ellen was a comedian.
All comedians?
Ellen was a comedian.
Okay. Was Ellen the white girl? The American guy? Girl?
Woman.
Woman.
The American woman.
Yeah.
Oprah, she started off on, I think it was NBC.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
It was one of these news channels.
Yeah.
And the white men in America that have talk shows, they all started off as comedians.
Okay.
All of them. James Corden too. But I am not a comedian.
Yeah.
I'm not funny.
You got good personality though.
Oh, thank you.
That's all right.
I am not a comedian.
Yeah.
And I thought, there's no way I'm going to try and be funny.
And follow that route.
Yeah, because it's not my bag.
Yeah.
But if I can, I'll start my own platform. And the way God works is so good because I was able to get a job and I was able to move out, and then I was able to start a platform.
Okay.
So that's why I started just because I like talking to people. I like finding out what they're doing. And, child, this was a long-winded answer.
Yeah.
But getting to the root of my answer.
Yeah.
Every time I see a podcast or a YouTube channel, what they do is, from what I understand, is they invite the most popular, the most like accomplished, the most, and it's just like we wait for people to do super well and be recognized worldwide or maybe nationally before we give them their accolades. But we never shed light on the people who are just doing what they're doing to get by or making their dreams come true. Or it doesn't have to always be, I don't know, lights, camera, action. Sometimes it's the guy that's traveling the world, or the skin influencer, or the guy who makes cocktails, or the guy who wants to be a rapper but is, you know, working through it, or the actor. Do you know what I mean? There's so much talent, and it's not reserved just for the celebrities. And I don't like that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to start a platform and I'm going to interview everyone and anyone that has a dream.
So that's the whole concept of your platform. That's the whole concept. I really appreciate for you to bring me on here as well. What's your long-term goals in terms of like this whole platform? I know that you want to interview.
I'm going to build my own studio.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to build my own studio.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have my own network.
Your own network. Cool. Can I ask you one question? Would you ever hitchhike?
Not a chance on this world.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
I'm so sorry, I'm materialistic.
Alright, can I ask you one more question?
Okay, one more question.
If I said to you, I'm going to, like, because I'm going to India. If I said to you, right, I'm going to organise this trip and I'm going to get a bunch of people to go, would you come for the experience?
For the rural?
Yeah.
I'm so materialistic, I'm so sorry.
You wouldn't do it?
I wouldn't do it.
Would you eat snake?
No.
Would you try?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm honestly not your type of person at all. For me, when I go somewhere, like, the hotel needs to be nice, the restaurants need to be nice, everything around
suave.
I like everything. So I'm not your type of person at all. But I can appreciate how authentic you are.
Yeah.
But I'm the complete opposite.
If I told you I tried snake, what would you say?
I say, you know what? Good on you, pal. I say good on you, pal.
You would not try it?
Not a chance.
Tastes like chicken.
To you. I see snake, I see the devil.
It tastes like chicken. You wouldn't try it?
You know Eve was seduced by a snake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I think we'll bring the interview to a halt here.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for being patient with me.
That's all right.
Really appreciate it. And yeah, I think like, subscribe, comment. Is that what they do? Yeah, do that. And I'll see you next time.